Hello everyone, this is Jack Wu, your host for Success Edge. Today I want to discuss a very important topic, and the topic is how do you deal with unsupportive partner and spouse? And this topic has been requested by many people, and today I decided to cover this topic in detail. You know, I believe every great entrepreneur, they have a great support system, and that great support system usually is a great partner and a great spouse. I totally believe that if you have a partner or a spouse that is not supportive, it is very difficult. Honestly, it's extremely difficult for an entrepreneur to build a great business, a great empire one day. So how do you handle it? That's what I want to talk about today. First thing is, don't get married. I'm just kidding with you, okay? Let's get right into it, okay? That was just a joke, okay? Let's just say that you found a great business opportunity, you made a total commitment, and that's the things that before you approach your spouse and partner, you got to be sure that this is not something that you're trying and playing around with. I think mentally, physically, you got to be ready to say, man, this is the business opportunity, this is the business I got to put all my chips in, and I'm gonna make it happen. And if you truly feel that way, let me give you my 7 points that you can gain support from your unsupportive partner and spouse. Point number one, let's talk about this, is when you approach your spouse, you need to put yourself in their shoes, meaning you need to have empathy. Why would your spouse not being supportive of what you do? I can tell you 90% of the time is because you try so many different businesses opportunities in your previous ventures, and maybe the results wasn't great. Maybe you didn't make enough money. You know what I mean? Maybe your track record of doing businesses is not all that great in your spouse's eye. So you got to have empathy first. The second point is that you got to approach your spouse and partner in the most authentic and non-egotistic way. To me, that's very important. You know, you can't be going to your spouse, hey man, I need your support, man. I gotta go to meetings every Wednesday, every Friday, every Saturday morning. I gotta go to this meeting every month. You gotta support me. If you say it in such a manner, it's the tone, you know? And I am a big believer of, you know, how to say things. It's not what you say. If somebody come up to me and ask me for my help and their tone of voice is not all that great, they sound like they deserve something, I don't feel good about it. But if somebody come to me and say, look, man, would you mind to please help me to do this? I need your help. I really appreciate you. Instantly, my feeling towards that individual changed dramatically. And instead of like maybe not wanting to help that person, all of a sudden, because their attitude is so great, I want to help that person right away. And as simple as that sound, a lot of people don't do it because they're so egotistic. And when they approach anyone, especially in this way, their spouse, they say in such a bad tone of voice. In my opinion, you're not going to get any support if you cannot show your sincere attitude and your gratitude towards their support. So that's point number two. Point number three, this is important. You gotta share with your partner and spouse, why are you doing this business? If I were you, you gotta share with them your vision, your goal. Share with them you're not doing this business simply because you just wanna make a lot of money for yourself. You gotta sell them the dream, and sell them a real dream, not just a fake dream. Why are you doing this business? Is it just for yourself, or is it for the family? It's for the kids, for them. You got to share with them that, hey, if you become successful in the next 1, 2 or 3 years, what are the outcomes, right? Lifestyles, what kind of lifestyles that you're willing to provide for them, and much more. So having that conversation where you're sharing with your spouse is extremely critical. Point number 4 is announce your total commitment, because most of the time when your spouse doesn't support you is because they look at you as a joker. You know, you joke around, you start something, you never get to finish it. You should look at your spouse in the eye and say, look, you know, I ran across this amazing opportunity, I did my research, and I am passionate about this opportunity. And I want you to understand I'm totally committed, and I want you to understand, I want you to hold me accountable. I want you to kick me out of house if I become lazy. So you got to make that commitment, because when you make commitment, other people can feel it and they can see it, right? First, they got to feel it by what you say, then they got to see it by your actions. And then I always share with people is that, you know, don't fall in love with potential, fall in love with action. Very critical, because If you do that, then people can feel that you're totally committed. Point number 5, you got to give deadline of anything you want to achieve. If your goal is to make $100,000, $150,000, it doesn't matter. You got to give your spouse a deadline. Look, if I don't make such amount of money 2 years from now, I will listen to you. I would not waste any more time on joining any other businesses. I'm gonna stay with the job. That's something maybe you need to say, right? That gives you, number one, a lot of urgency to go work and make it happen. And that will also give your spouse a clear picture of how long you plan to commit and do this business. And if there's no results, what are the consequences? And by doing so, it gives you a tons of pressure, a tons of urgencies, because you got to meet the deadline. But most importantly, it gives your spouse a peace of mind. If you don't hit those goals, you got to get back to a reality and work on your regular 9-to-5 job. So to me, point number 5 is extremely important as well. And then number 6, request for total support sincerely. Look at your spouse's eyes and look, I hope you feel me today. I'm extremely serious about making it happen with this opportunity. And now you got to make sure that you request for that total support. And then of course, number 7, after you do all that and your spouse say, okay, I'm cool with you this time. Then number 7, guess what? You got to go hustle, man. You got to go work hard and you got to show results. At the end of the day, is that you got to show results. What are results at the beginning? You got to be able to survive. You got to be able to make more money. If you're making $5,000 a month at your job, you make $8,000 in your business right now. A year from now, a month, I'm talking about a month, $8,000 a month versus $5,000 a month. Do you think your spouse is going to support you? Of course, you're making $10,000 a month right now, but with the business that you started or the business you're doing right now, you make $25,000 a month. Do you think your spouse is okay with that? Of course, but make sure once you start to make money, be generous to your family, right? Take care of your family, take care of your loved one. Because if you don't, you just make all this money by yourself and they don't get to enjoy the lifestyle, then of course they're not going to support you, right? So I gave you 7 points for you to gain support from your spouse and partner. Number 1, you need to have empathy. Number 2, you need to approach your spouse in a most authentic and non-egotistic way. Number 3, share with your partner why you're doing the business. Number 4, announce your total commitment. Number 5, make sure you give deadline to your goals. Number 6, sincerely request for support. And number 7, go hustle and make it happen and show results and be generous to your loved one. So I hope my 7 pointers have given some of you an idea how to go home tonight and ask for some supports from your spouse in 2017. All right? I hope that helped you quite a lot today, okay? With that being said, I want to see every single one of you in my next episode of Success Edge. Take care.